We all want to earn money. Did you hear what I just said? I talked about earning money. How about we think of it as receiving money? Your action only has a 5% impact on all your outcomes. Sometime in 2025, I ended up attracting $15,000 out of the blue. It's your energetic blueprint that actually determines the outcomes. So the idea is in the subconscious mind, but the pattern is in the energetic blueprint. When you reprogram your subconscious mind, it can help you get temporary results, but you don't experience any permanent results until you don't work on your energetic blueprint. If you are looking for permanent results, please get into the energetic blueprint level. And this is about receiving money consistently. It's not about earning money. Today I want to talk about money. We all want to earn money, isn't it? And did you hear what I just said? I talked about earning money. So it's all an autopilot notion within ourselves that we have to do something to earn money. So I'd like us to think differently about it. How about we think of it as receiving money? You know, this is what I've been teaching my clients in the last few years, that don't say that I'm so happy and grateful now that I have earned. Say that I feel so blessed now that I have received XYZ amount on a monthly basis consistently. And that just completely shifts the vibration around the idea of money. So I want you to know that money already belongs to you. It's just that you've been wired to believe that you must do something to earn it. Well, yes, you can have an exchange, like how I coach my clients, how businesses provide products and services, and that's wonderful. But when I talk about having to earn it, I mean you don't necessarily have to struggle in order to have it in return for something that you're providing. You can still do it with less effort. So sometime in 2025, I ended up attracting $15,000 out of the blue. And well, I really didn't expect it, but I should have, I guess, because why? I had been working on myself. You know, ever since I met my mentor, Bob Proctor, in 2021, I've always been working myself. This is something that I've never left doing. This material is something that completely, you know, dictates my life, if I may put it that way. But I love it. So for me, it's not dictating. It absolutely is me. I live this material day in, day out. So this is what I did to myself, you know, when I attracted the $15,000. Now, first of all, I want you to note that I attracted the $15,000 just once. It didn't keep happening month on month. So I'm going to talk to you about that, because it's important that we understand these concepts as to what's really going on within ourselves. Now, when I met my mentor, Bob Proctor, I learned about the subconscious mind, right? So we actually exist on 4 levels. So I'm just going to take you through that very quickly. So, you know, most of us take action. So action is the most basic level that we exist on, because if you want something done in your life, you take action, right? You go out, you speak to your clients, you launch that business, you implement that new idea, you meet new people. So you take action. Now here's the thing, your action only has a 5% impact on all your outcomes. And then let's come to the intellect. Now, where do the ideas that, you know, the ideas that you implement come from? They come from something called your conscious mind, which is also known as your intellect. Now again, your intellect only has a 5% impact on all your outcomes. And this is where most people are trying to operate from. And then we come to the subconscious mind. So this is a slightly deeper level when we come to the mind. So you have your conscious mind, and then you have your subconscious mind at the mind level, right? So your subconscious mind is where you actually hold all the ideas that are actually dictating whatever behavior it is that you are undertaking, whatever action you're undertaking. So what was I doing, you know, in 2025? I was actually working on my subconscious mind. So what I was doing, I was instilling my subconscious mind with new ideas around money. So all of a sudden one day, you know, one of my relatives reached out to me and said that you're going to get $15,000. And I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. But then I sat down. Of course, I was very grateful for it and I was very happy. But then I sat down with myself and said that, but then can't I have this every month? Why not every month? And that's where I went deeper to look into something called the energetic blueprint. Now, I want you to understand that as much as your subconscious mind holds the ideas behind everything that you're doing, and it dictates the behavior that you portray, the actions that you are taking, it's your energetic blueprint that actually determines the outcomes. So your energetic blueprint holds a pattern. All right. So I want you to understand the difference. So there's the action that you're taking physically. So you exist on a physical level. Through your body, you take action in order to achieve certain outcomes. Now, you then have your conscious mind that actually thinks of these ideas or even absorbs ideas from the environment. But your actual behavior is dictated by something called your subconscious mind, right? Because this is where the ideas that came from your childhood conditioning actually are stored, and this is where your behavior actually results from. But a deeper level that actually now determines your outcomes is the energetic blueprint. So I want you to understand these levels very clearly, because what most people are currently doing is that they're trying to work on their subconscious minds. So they're trying to change the ideas in their subconscious mind. So their behavior changes, but their results never change. Why? Because the patterns in their energetic blueprint have not changed. So I'm going to give you examples of certain ideas and patterns that I had that were actually impacting my outcome, right? So, when I was growing up, my dad lost his business in a fire, and after that, we experienced huge financial downturns in the family. And because of that, both my mom and dad had to get jobs. And what I grew up learning was that you have to work really hard in order to earn money, right? So you have to put in a lot of hours. So what was that? That idea was that I have to work really long hours in order to earn money. Now that came into my energetic blueprint as a struggle pattern. So the idea was in my subconscious mind that I have to put in a lot of hours in order to earn a certain amount of money. But it settled in my energetic blueprint as a struggle pattern. So what happened to me when I grew up, when I joined the corporate world, I thought that if I want to climb the corporate ladder, I have to put in a lot of hours. All right. And then if you are somebody who feels like money is never enough, there are some people for whom bills are always standing due. They always run out of money. Resources are never enough, right? So that's an idea in your subconscious mind which is coming from way back. So I want you to reflect. It doesn't really matter where it's coming from, but the point is that you should be able to change these ideas. But remember, your results will not change until you change the pattern in your energetic blueprint. So the pattern that directly resonates with this idea of resources are never enough is called the scarcity pattern. All right. So a lot of people are running the scarcity pattern, and that is why we see a lot of competition in the business world, because they think that if XYZ company takes these clients, I'll not have enough clients. But I want you to understand that the law of supply states that there's more than enough for everybody. You create your supply. You can be in charge. You are the source, and you can say that these are the number of clients that I have, regardless of whatever is happening in my external environment. I will be talking about the law of supply in a different video. But now coming back to your ideas and patterns. Another example of an idea is that money is hard to earn, right? So this was what? This was even a struggle pattern. And the fact that I thought that I have to give in a certain number of hours was also a sacrifice pattern. So the idea is in the subconscious mind, but the pattern is in the energetic blueprint. So here's the thing. If you are somebody who's been really trying to reprogram your subconscious mind, I'd like you to know that until you don't get into the energetic blueprint and release the pattern that has been permanently formed because of the subconscious programming, you're going to keep bumping against the same challenges. And that was exactly me. I was somebody who actually started reprogramming my subconscious at an earlier level prior to even meeting Bob Proctor, because I used to read a lot of stuff online, right? There's a lot of information that's flying on the internet. And, I used to listen to certain hypnotherapy audios. I used to read certain books. I used to, listen to certain material on a repetition basis. So what that did for me was it tapped into my subconscious mind, and I would get temporary results, right? So that is what it does. When you reprogram your subconscious mind, it can help you get temporary results, but you don't experience any permanent results until you don't work on your energetic blueprint. So this is what I've been now doing with my clients. So what my clients are now experiencing is consistent inflow of customers for their businesses, simply because I've helped them get into their energetic blueprint. So we have different patterns that are running in us simply because of the ideas that we hold in our subconscious mind. So just to repeat that, your subconscious mind is where the ideas are held that came from your past conditioning, and in your energetic blueprint is where the pattern runs. So you need to work at a deeper energetic blueprint level in order to release that pattern if you want to get a permanent result. For subconscious mind reprogramming, you get temporary outcomes. For energetic blueprint, you get permanent results. All right. So there is also another pattern called low self-worth, and this is something that's very, very common with everybody. Now this comes again from your past experiences. So the ideas in your mind, like you can't get certain promotions, you can't get to a certain level in your career or business because you've seen that in your environment in the past. So what it does, it creates a pattern in your energetic blueprint called low self-worth. Now when I transitioned into the corporate world with that pattern, what happened? I didn't think that I deserved that kind of promotion, that kind of position, that kind of pay. So I ended up self-sabotaging without my knowledge. So what I thought was that when I move different jobs, something is going to change over there. I'll get a better pay, I'll get a better position. So some things did move at a very small level, but they didn't move as much as I wanted. Why? Because I was running the low self-worth pattern in my energetic blueprint. All right. So this is my message for all of you today, that if you are looking for permanent results, please get into the energetic blueprint level. And this is about receiving money consistently. It's not about earning money. I want you to change that idea around how you think and feel about money. If you feel like you have to put in a lot of effort, then this is how money is also going to respond to you. And that's a pattern that's running in your energetic blueprint. And when you see these people, who are doing so well and they're still enjoying their lives, that's because they don't run the struggle patterns. They don't run the sacrifice patterns. They don't feel like they have to keep giving themselves too much in order to earn something. And that was exactly me in the corporate world. I felt like I had to sacrifice myself too much. And in fact, I felt like that until very recently in my business, until I didn't rewire my energetic blueprint. I kept feeling like I have to keep giving myself in order to earn something in my business. So it started feeling very burdensome, and that's another pattern. Do you feel like earning more money seems like a burden to you? So that's a pattern that's running in your energetic blueprint. So this is what I'd like you to know today, that if you are looking for any sort of permanent results in your life, then please get into the energetic blueprint level. If you resonated with this video, please share this with somebody who you think may benefit from it. Get in touch with us through the link on the description and make a decision to work on your energetic blueprint.